Okay, Gallery Genie, the project we are here to present is basically an app where you can upload images and you will have some good results. You will have some such, it has three things. You will like you will upload a picture of a painting and you will have like categorize in which style it is. As well, you will have some recommendations of like based on the picture, our models brings you some similar paintings. And finally, of that suggestions we made, you have some like where the place you can find it and some relevant information. You may think this is just for art enthusiasts or whatever, but it's a problem that goes beyond that. Like maybe you are at your place and you want to buy some paintings and you don't know how or which to buy, and you have one that you like and you say, okay, I have this one, but I need other paintings because one painting in one place wouldn't be enough. So there is with where Gallery Genie comes, and it's a solution there as well. If you like a painting of your friends, don't want to copy it, but it's amazing what you bought. Let's buy something similar as you. So there is our target. Then Melissa will explain our goals.
Yeah, so the idea for this project actually started from a personal standpoint, from an interest in art. And just in today's day and age, people are being less and less interested in art. And not only that, but there's less knowledge of art history as well. So we also wanted to push that into it a little bit. Like Francisco said, this can help not only professionals, but also the everyday person who is looking to gain more knowledge about art or just find new art. Some ways of how it can help professionals, because how I said this, it can help in art knowledge and appreciation, streamline art discovery. New artists that are maybe underappreciated can be found during this project, and also it can increase visitor engagement for museums. Engagement for museums is going down, and I don't know, maybe you might be an interior designer, like Francisco said, you need a painting that fits a room, or you might be an art buyer and you want to look for your new art piece that you want to buy. So we first want to show you guys the demo of what our app does. Like we want to go straight into it and show you an example with a predefined image that we just get from the internet. So this is our very simple app in which we can go and grab an image. In this case, we just grabbed a random image from the internet, and now we want to find something similar to it. First, we want our application to tell us which category this falls into, so define the style. And we can see that it did that. It says the style of this image is Impressionism. And based off of that, the model actually doesn't give us only one style, one classification of a style. It gives us more. It gives us like 5 choices to choose from, but Impressionism is the most accurate ones. Now what the model will do is it will go into these 5 most probable classes, and it will look for similar images like the one we inputted. As we can see, they're all pretty similar to the ones that we input. And by clicking the button for each of any of these images here, what we can get is a description of the image, as well as a location, a date, like when it was painting. Like this one, for example, it says here it was painted in 18,000s by this painter. And it says that it's Picasso style and stuff like that. Now, for the images that are displayed in museums, this model will also give you the location of where you can see it displayed. It can say, for example, is displayed in a museum in Vienna, gives you the name of the museum. It just so happens that I guess this one, oh, no, actually it is located National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. So if you're someone who is interested in this painting and wants to see it in real life, you know where to go. Yes. So where were the slides that we were using? Yeah. Now I will explain a little bit on how it is that our model does this, like what's going on behind the scenes. But before, let me tell you about what we trained our model on, the data set that we used. We used this data set called ART 500K, which is compiled by the Hong Kong University. And it basically has not 500K, but 700K images. So it's very broad. It includes sculptures as well, graffiti, other types of art, but we've only trained it on the paintings because that's what we're interested in for right now. Maybe in the future, we could expand the size. And we train on this model, but also the descriptions that we're getting at the end when we press the button, they're taken from the OpenAI API. So basically, we're asking ChatGPT to give us a description and a location. Now, the way this is done is first we use a CNN model, which means a convolutional neural network, which is essentially just a neural network that is very well based on extracting features from images. What this means is that when the user will input the image, this image is turned into a vector that is broken down into layers and components. This can be synonymous to how us humans like view a large picture from afar. Like, let's say I look at that chair. In the beginning, I just see it as a chair, but the more I keep looking at it, the more details of it I gain. Like I can see the shape of it, I can see the crevices, I can see the colors and everything like that. And the computer essentially does the same thing. So from an image, it extracts this information like the shapes and the stuff like that. We used this pre-made architecture called the VGG16, which is a pre-made model that is trained in image recognition, and we just adjusted the weights to better fit our case. Now, when this CNN model runs, it is the one that gives us the classification for the image. So it's the one that says this style is Impressionism. After that, we take this input, the Impressionism input, and we have another model, which is the recommendation model, the recommendation system, that loops through these classes, like Impressionism, for example, to find more images that are similar to our image to recommend them back to us. The way this does it is by creating, like we said, extracting the features from all of the data set and from the one that we inputted and comparing them to each other. And the closer these features are to each other, the closer the two images are to each other. So we just essentially are recommending the ones with the highest similarity score. Our model can only predict the top 30 classes of paintings out there. So it can only tell you out of 30 classes which one it belongs to. And after that, like I told you, we plug this, the name of the painting that is recommended, we plug it into OpenAI and it gives us a description. So this is essentially how it's working. Here we can see, like for example, this is one layer of our convolutional neural network, and you can see the model here is extracting some stuff. For example, in the last one, I think it like extracts like some crevices. I mean, it's difficult to tell, it's like computer things, but you can see that it's able to tell like details like shapes, colors, edges, or textures. And there's a little illustration here which can show you how this works in a more 3D intuitive way, if I'm able to navigate it. It just takes a bit to load. Okay, so this is one version of the VGG16 model used with the similar weights that we use. In this case, they're doing like animal recognition, like they're trying to find the breed of the cat. It's just in our case, we're trying to find the painting. So I will show you now. This is the image that is inputted. The first layer is the image that is inputted. And if we actually click on the first image, you can see that it divides itself into 3 different components. But this is not enough for us to understand what's going on in the picture. So what all of these little dots here are doing is they're further splitting up our image into more features like this, so that the computer can understand. And at the very end of this long pipeline, what happens is all the dots get connected together again and give us just one value, which is our recommendation or our classification to be, which one is it? Yeah. And moving on, we just wanted to show you a more practical approach of this.
Yeah. We are going to do the same we did before in the demo, but the only difference is here we have a painting. I don't know if the camera looks, but yeah, this is it. What we did before, just before we enter here, we take a picture of it. And now what we are going to do is display it in our demo to see that if I like a picture somewhere, I can just take a picture and browse it and load it here. And you will have, let it load. Here it, yeah. Here we have the picture I took, and here it's the style of the picture, of the painting. And then what you see is that it's performing really well. It's pretty similar, the painting to the suggestion it's bringing. So that's another day-to-day case in where the application could be useful for all of us.
And you can always get the description.
Of course.
And now here it is, the description.
So
So
that's
yes,
all,
it's
guys.
about-
Thank you very much.